Today, we're talking about a movie that asks a very important holiday question. What if your family wouldn't stop pestering you about being single, so you answered an online ad, pretended to be in love, accidentally celebrated Christmas and Hanukkah with each other's families, stole a police horse, and got married a year later? Yep, that's Hitched for the holidays. It's got Joey Lawrence, it's got Mary Lou Henner, it's got one of the most aggressively meddling grandmothers Hallmark has ever given us. And somehow, despite being completely ridiculous, I kind of had a blast watching it.
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Hi, friends, it's Josh. Jennifer is spending some time with her family this week, so I'm flying solo as we gab about the fifth in our June series of Hallmark Hanukkah movies. One thing I immediately appreciated about this movie is that it wastes absolutely no time. Within the first 10 minutes, we've already got a breakup, family guilt, a grandmother making end-of-life wedding demands, and a personal ad for a fake holiday relationship. That's efficiency, people. So in that same spirit, let's get down to business. We kick things off on Thanksgiving Day in New York City. Joey Lawrence plays a guy named Robbie who's breaking up with his girlfriend over the phone in the back of a taxi. He's already annoyed because Christmas music is on the radio, and apparently that's the biggest problem in his life right now. He heads to Thanksgiving dinner with his loud, loving, extremely invested family who immediately begin asking why he's still single. Meanwhile, across town, we meet Julie. She's spending Thanksgiving with her mother, played by the legendary Mary Lou Henner, who has invited a gentleman caller to dinner. Unfortunately, this gentleman caller is a podiatrist whose entire personality appears to be feet. And folks, it somehow gets worse from there. Let me tell you, by the way, that Julie is played by Emily Hampshire. So if you've seen, or is it Hampshire? Anyway, Emily Hampshire from Schitt's Creek. Maybe you've seen that show. She's in this one. Loved her in it. Meanwhile, back on Robbie's side of town, he visits his beloved grandmother, who's convinced she's not going to make it past New Year's. Grandma says she'd really love to meet the woman Robbie is going to marry before she dies. Okay. And instead of saying, "Grandma, I don't have a girlfriend," Robbie immediately invents one. Her name? Rosemary. Well, first it was Rose because he saw some roses next to her bed, and then he decided on Rosemary. Bold choice. Grandma is thrilled, Robbie is trapped, and thus begins our movie. Now over to Julie's side. She's dealing with her own family pressure. Her mom desperately wants her to settle down, so Julie decides to answer the problem the only way any normal person would. She takes out an ad on Bobo Craigslist looking for someone to fake a relationship through the holidays. Naturally. And among the weird and creepy responses is one from Robbie. The two of them meet, they're both attractive, they're both desperate, and they agree to fake date their way through both Christmas and Hanukkah. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler, everything. The arrangement here is pretty simple. Attend family gatherings, pretend to be a couple, survive the holidays, and break up on January 2nd. Easy enough. Except almost immediately, Julie takes Robbie to a company party. She kisses him to make a coworker jealous. Robbie gets absolutely toasted, turns into the life of the party, then drunkenly breaks up with her. We're not even at Christmas yet, guys. Thankfully, he apologizes the next morning and the fake relationship survives another day. Soon, Robbie introduces Julie to Grandma. And honestly, these scenes here are pretty sweet. Grandma absolutely adores Julie. Julie adores Grandma. I start thinking maybe, hey, this arrangement may not be completely doomed. Then Julie meets Robbie's family and accidentally breaks a 116-year-old ornament. Her mother cries. I also would cry. Then Grandma shows up unexpectedly and demands photographic evidence that these two are actually romantically involved, which I have to say has never once happened at a family gathering I've attended. Now we move into the Christmas and Hanukkah portion of this movie, and this is where things become delightfully chaotic. Julie suddenly informs Robbie that he's apparently Jewish now. Her brother is a rabbi. Hanukkah traditions commence. Robbie has absolutely no clue what he's doing, and at one point blows out the menorah candles. I kind of thought it was a LOL moment here when he did that. Honestly, Joey Lawrence's confused energy through all of this is pretty funny. Then Julie joins Robbie's family for midnight mass, and she had done her homework. She studied hymns in advance. She's really trying her best here. And somehow, these two start looking less and less like people pretending to be in love and more like people who actually might be falling in love. And this is, of course, dangerous territory. The families get more invested, the lies get bigger, the holiday mashup becomes more complicated. At one point, Robbie's parents become so supportive of Judaism that they decorate their house for Hanukkah. Unfortunately, they can't find a menorah, so they buy something else, the Kwanzaa set of candles, which doesn't have the same number as a menorah. Kind of a funny scene. They just roll with it. Meanwhile, Robbie and Julie keep spending more and more time together. They keep opening up, they keep kissing, and suddenly their fake relationship starts feeling very real, which of course means that it's almost time for everything to explode because that's how these movies work. We call them the oopsie doodle here on the podcast. And sure enough, Grandma ends up in the hospital after going way too hard on the dance floor, and that's when all the lies come crashing down. The families learn the truth, the fake relationship is exposed. Robbie discovers that Julie wasn't entirely honest about her previous relationship. Everyone gets hurt, everyone gets upset, and Robbie decides he can't build a relationship on lies. Now we're in the final act. Robbie's career is a mess, his love life is a mess, his grandmother somehow is still tougher than anyone else in this movie. He begins reconnecting with his family, has some meaningful conversations with his mom, starts figuring out what he actually wants in life, and eventually realizes the obvious. He loves Julie. So naturally, he steals a police horse. I cannot stress enough that this is the actual ending of this movie, a police horse. He gallops through New York City trying to catch her before midnight, bonkers, because apparently grand romantic gestures were operating without legal oversight when this movie was made in 2012. Okay. He catches her, confesses his love, falls off the horse. The clock strikes midnight, they kiss, and we're told they get married the following New Year's Eve by both a priest and a rabbi, and Grandma is alive and dancing. Roll credits. All right, so all month long, we've been telling you whether we think these movies actually hit that Hanukkah note in a segment we're calling the Maccabee moment. And I got to tell you, this one does legitimately feel like a Hanukkah movie. And as we've gone all month long, I think it boils down to this. We get the family traditions, we get the celebrations, we get the Hanukkah prayers, we get the menorah, we get the food, we get all of those things that make it feel distinctly like a Hanukkah movie in this particular one. And so for that reason, I think it absolutely hits the nail on the head in terms of being a Hanukkah movie. Not at all one of those movies where they just kind of sprinkle enough in there to call it a Hanukkah movie. I think through and through it absolutely feels like a Hanukkah film.
It's time for Gold or Coal.
Okay, time now for our Gold or Coal segment where we give gifts to let you know bottom line if we think it's worth the watch. Jennifer did pass along, by the way, her gifts for this movie. So I do have 6 gifts to let you know whether we think it's worth your time. If there's more gold in the final total, we're going to say it's full of chutzpah. More coal, it's a burnt latke. So the first gift from Jennifer. She gives gold for the fake dating done well. You know, this is one of those familiar tropes that we get on Hallmark Channel from time to time, and they actually do it well here. We see the complexity of it. We see the fun nature of it. We know that they both know that there are stakes and they're high here, and there are some moments where it almost falls apart, but doesn't. It's really done well. It kind of feels like you're walking a tightrope in a large respect for much of this film. All right. My first gift is going to be gold because I think this movie absolutely gives me seasonal warm and fuzzies. This feels like a movie that is putting you in that holiday frame of mind. There's a lot of outdoor walking and talking, a lot of family traditions, a lot of good looking food, a lot of great decor. It definitely feels like it's giving me the warm and fuzzies for this time of year. Third gift, this one from Jennifer. is going to be gold for the respect for both religions. She thought that it absolutely hit the nail on the head when it comes to a Christmas display as well as a Hanukkah one. I've got to totally agree. I thought that mass scene that we got was really special. That was kind of a unique thing to see in one of these movies where we actually saw a family at a midnight mass celebration. And I just thought it was a nice touch. I think there was really profound respect for both religions, like Jennifer did, and they had to navigate that as they went developing this relationship. My second gift is going to be gold for the leads here. Both Joey and Emily, I thought they absolutely killed it here. I bought the relationship as it developed, and I liked their different personalities. I just thought it meshed well. And at the end of the day, I think that it really made for a compelling relationship. I liked watching them fall in love as we went. Jennifer's third gift is more gold. She commented that there were some legit LOL moments and great characters throughout. I got to agree. This is one of those movies that just has you laughing throughout the entire thing. And that really dovetails well with my last gift, which is gold for the script here. I thought this movie was so well written, and it makes perfect sense. It was written by Gary Goldstein, who is a friend of the podcast, has been a guest with us before, and absolutely killed this one. So fun, so well paced, so well written. So if you're keeping tabs, that's a total of 6 pieces of gold. We love this one, and we think you will too. And as we wrap up Hallmark Hanukkah month, I got to tell you, guys, we were both so pleased with all 5 movies we recapped and reviewed. None of them was a stinker. They were all good in their own right. We still, however, think that the very first one we did, Round and Round, is probably our top pick among the 5 that we took a look at here in June. We absolutely love that one. But of course, we'd love to know what you think too. So be sure to leave us a comment about this series. Which Hanukkah movie is your all-time favorite? We want to know. And that's going to do it for this edition of Do You Watch What I Watch, a solo edition. And boy, I can't wait to have Jennifer back. She's one of my dearest friends, and we have an absolute blast doing the show together and gabbing about these movies. It's just not the same without her, right? We got to get her back. She'll be back soon. She's just spending some time with her family. We'll look forward to seeing you soon, Jennifer. Next up, we are shifting gears. We're diving into Hallmark's Christmas in July lineup. Are you guys excited? We're getting 4 movies coming your way in July, 2 brand new movies, 2 kind of new movies. We've got some things to unpack when we get into it next month. We'll be recapping all 4 of them, sharing our hot takes, handing out gold and coal, and figuring out which ones deserve a spot on your Christmas watch list long before December arrives. So make sure you are subscribed wherever you listen or watch to get your instant notification whenever a new episode drops. And hey, if you've seen Hitched for the holidays, let me know. Gold, coal, or are you still trying to figure out how nobody got arrested for that whole stealing a horse thing? I have questions. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, thanks for watching what I watch. And may your days be merry and bright. See you soon.